is all happening on a subconscious level. Like a man cannot be disrespected, especially by his woman or by his beloved. And when that happens, he's not going to listen to her anymore, like Christopher said. And if a woman is not heard, that is like the end of her, because all a woman wants is for somebody to be super present with her and listen to everything she has to say, and not listen to the words that she's saying, but listen to what her heart is saying behind the words. Like, what emotion is there? What emotion is carried with what she's speaking about? And if he's able to listen with his heart and hold that presence, boom, the safety is built, the friendship is built, the trust is built. And that's one of the biggest things within a couple.
And that is the beautiful dance between the masculine and feminine. So everything that Nana is just saying about, how the feminine shows up in a relationship, and everything I was saying about how the masculine shows up in a relationship, on an energetic level, what happens is that when the man holds the space for the woman so that she can rise in her priestessness, what's going to happen is she's going to help him tap into deeper levels within his own heart. So the sacred man will come online as he holds space for his queen, his priestess, to rise in her power, in her divinity. So that's also the flow between each other. So the feminine and masculine work together to reach higher levels of consciousness, higher levels of divinity, and understanding that your relationship is the greatest gift from God, because relationships, when you are both on the same page, when you are both understanding that you are a team, that you're going to work through whatever comes your way, because the universe will bring many, I don't want to call them hurdles because that's not really the right word, but
challenges / opportunities.
Exactly. And when you're working together as a team, this is going to allow you to grow into massive, massive levels of divinity and consciousness that you didn't even know existed before.
And that's very important, because everybody, like wherever you're at in a relationship, like whether you're in a happy relationship, you just want to take it to the next level, whether you're in a relationship that got a bit sour and you're like, how do we get back on track, whether you're in a relationship where shit hit the fan, and I don't know if I can say the word shit on the summit, but it happened, and you're trying to like figure out how to solve things. Like, we've been working with couples for 15 years, and we found, and even if you're single, wanting to like kind of like learn and master the art of relationships before you get into one, this works for everybody. And we've seen that when people start to apply these tools and these techniques, the relationship finds its way back into harmony. And the thing is, everybody deserves to have a happy relationship. Everybody deserves to have the most beautiful love life ever, because that's what everybody wants at the end of the day, to be loved and to love and to share your life with somebody that you love. And your relationship takes a big part of your life. It's what your heart is connected to. And if your relationship's blossoming, every other part of your life is going to blossom. If your relationship's dragging you down, or if it's like hurting you, or if it's just not working well, then every other part of your life is going to also resemble that, because your heart is connected to it, and you deserve to have the best love life. So we found that putting these in practice is going to give you that best love life. And the thing is, like, a lot of people think that when they get into a relationship that it's them two together, but it's actually a third thing. Like, a relationship is a third energy on its own. It's kind of like two people to get together, but then they have a pet or they have a plant, they have a relationship. And you got to take care of that relationship like it's a third energy. It's not your energy, it's not your partner's energy. You want to get out of the codependency of, what am I getting from my partner, or how am I feeding my partner on an emotional level. You want to rise within your own power as a woman, within your own power as a man, and meet each other in an interdependent way, so you're not emotionally codependent on each other anymore. That's how the relationship can really thrive. Then you want to treat your relationship like it's a third energy and really build that and invest emotionally in that. So your relationship, kind of like a bank account, is very wealthy, it's very rich, it's very solid. Then whatever life brings your way is not going to really shake the relationship, because your relationship has a really strong foundation, and you really establish something that's really like, let's say like unbreakable, right? And when you're in that place of being interdependent, what starts to happen is you start to admire your partner as an individual and no longer are blinded by mommy issues or daddy issues. And everybody has them, right? Like I used to have them. So you're not blinded by that when your partner is, behaving the way your partner is behaving, or saying the things that they're saying. Sometimes we put so many demands on our partner, like what we want our man to be or what we want our woman to be. And what happens is, the biggest famous quote is like expectation kind of like dims the whole thing. I just made that quote up. But like, if we're living in that expectation of what we expect our partner to be, we're missing out on who they really are. And then, it's like if you have this beautiful painting, but you're constantly thinking like, oh, I wish the red was to the left and I wish the tree was to the right. And why is that bird there? You're not going to really admire the art, right? And everybody has art within them. Everybody is a masterpiece somewhere, somehow. So living in that space of like, treating your relationship like a third energy is going to give you the opportunity to really observe and accept and experience the magic that your partner has to carry without the blindfold of all the expectation, whether expectation comes from yourself because you had a couple of bad relationships in the past, or society standards, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, and as we spoke in the beginning, with this whole cloud nine, where when people first meet and they're in so much love, everything is better. Food tastes better, life is better. You see the colors differently in the world because you're in such a happy, beautiful place. And everything we're sharing here today with you is when this is implemented, this is what your reality will be full time. And this is what a relationship should be. It should bring so much joy, so much happiness, so much bliss into your life. And this is, as Nada is saying, this is what everyone deserves with their union, is to constantly be in that cloud nine. It's not something that should fade away after a month or 6 months. It should be something that you are working together with your partner to constantly reinforce and build.
So there are a lot of like sacred practices that you can do with your partner to really build that bond, build that trust, build that soulful intimacy, build that depth, build that trust, build that friendship, build that juiciness, build that laughter, build that admiration once again. And putting in time to, and this is not like date night. This is like really taking time to build the soulful connection between you and your partner. So, a lot of people, come to us, and when we share this stuff, they're like, oh, nobody taught us this. The thing is, we base our relationships on movies, on what we watched our parents do, what we watched, that aunt or uncle do, or, whatever it may be. But like, if we look at the relationships, they're really not the way we want them to be. So you want to make your relationship completely independent from what, the social dogma is, and build your own, because nothing in nature is similar. Everything is unique. So your relationship is very unique, and you want to bring your own relationship's flame online. So having like sacred couple practices where you two really deepen and richen your relationship is going to bring the flavor and the frequency of your relationship online. So you have that unique love that is only yours present.
Yeah, and one of those exercises is, one of the many is soul gazing. So, understanding how even just sitting in front of your partner, staring into each other's eyes for 10, 15, 20 minutes is really going to allow you both to connect on a very, very deep soul level. So this is just one powerful exercise that, we guide people through to really understand the depth of their connection and their love to their partner.
Very important. And the thing is, like, there's so much that goes into it, but this investment of really like mastering your relationship is not really about your relationship, because your relationship is just the energy of love and how you show up with the energy of love. So mastering your relationship is actually you mastering yourself and mastering your own self-love. And when you have that, you've also mastered your relationship with money, you've mastered your relationship with life, you've mastered your relationship with your kids or your friends or your community, you've mastered your relationship with your life purpose, you've mastered your relationship with whatever spiritual belief you have, because your relationship is like a mirror to how you treat, receive, give, and experience love. And love is the greatest energy that holds all your life together. And when it comes to the frequency of love, people can function from two different spectrums. Either a spectrum of like fear, so that carries like anger, resentment, grudges, guilt, shaming, blaming, you know, like victimization and disempowerment, and the kind of people breaking each other down. And we see a lot of couples that do that. Or, you can function from a frequency of love, and that is feeling safe, being vulnerable, feeling safe, being honest, knowing that you deserve and you're worthy of being heard and respected, and living in that state of joy and forgiveness and acceptance and admiration and harmony and everything beautiful. And every relationship is going to have like a flow. Sometimes you're going to dip, sometimes you're going to move back into love. But learning how to like and choosing, more than learning, you got to choose that, right? Because everything starts with a choice that you want to live in that harmonious state. That's your whole life's going to blossom. This is such a beautiful topic.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys sharing and being able to come on. There's so much juice in that. And that
We're really pumped up. We just